Another way to understand political differences is through the concept of framing. Liberals and conservatives frame the same social events in different ways. And as such, they will come to different conclusions when observing the very same phenomenon. Our first example here is going to be the relationship between the government and the economy. You'll recall that conservatives value the free market system. They think the pursuit of self-interest delivers important social goods. And they think government should not be interfering with the free market. Now, this diagram captures sort of a conservative view of the relationship between the economy and government. So the economy is numbered number 1 here. So what we have here is the economy is delivering wages to workers. And the fact that these folks are small down here and they're bigger here and then really big here is an indication of the magnitude of the wages. So the economy delivers low wages to these folks, middle wages here, high wages up here. That's the free market system. In a sense, then, the free market system is distributing wealth. Now, from the conservative point of view, if the government is not supposed to be interfering with the free market system, it suggests, it leads to the inference that this distribution is fair. And if that's the case, then a government tax policy that extracts wealth from one segment of society and redistributes that wealth to another segment of society is unfair, right? So if this redistribution of wealth is unfair, it suggests that the original distribution of wealth is fair. By the way, notice the very term, redistribution of wealth. It suggests that the economy comes first, is somehow metaphysically first, and then the government comes along and redistributes the wealth that was already distributed by the economy. Now, how do conservatives defend the fairness of this distribution? Well, one important concept is the idea of a meritocracy, that society is a meritocracy, that mobility is robust, that if you work hard and you make good choices, you can improve your lot in life, right? And so that sort of puts the responsibility on the individual. And we've seen this fits with that view that self-discipline is a really key virtue in a competitive society. So if that's the case, then, if these folks down here are making low wages, and those wages are set by market forces, from the conservatives' point of view, well, they can change their situation. They can get more education. They can work harder. They can work 2 jobs. They can do things to improve their condition in the economy. So if they're not doing these things, then that wage is fair. So for the conservative, then, government, its sort of role here in modern society is it often plays the role of interfering with the free market, and that's considered to be a bad thing, right? So for conservatives, the government interferes with good market forces that distribute wealth in a fair system, in a meritocracy. Now, liberals are going to quarrel with this notion that the economy is distributing wealth in a fair way. They're going to take issue with the concept of meritocracy, for example. So liberals will tend to say it's just not true that if you sort of work hard and you apply yourself, that you will necessarily work your way up. In fact, social mobility in modern America is not as robust as many have hoped for. Take just opportunity, for example. If education is correlated to wealth, folks down here in poor communities often do not have an equal opportunity to get a good education. So right off the bat, they're at a disadvantage. And so as a result, if they end up stuck with the low wages, it was an unequal opportunity that was causing that outcome, not any sort of personal failure. So for liberals, they're going to suggest that this is a flaw of the market system here, the fact that the economy is delivering low wages to so many people. That's a market failing. And that then sets up a positive role for government to correct for a market failure. Now, how do you correct for a market failure? Well, you're going to have to be shuffling around wealth. You're going to have to be redistributing wealth from those who are benefiting from the economy to those who are not. But liberals are going to say that this original distribution of the economy is not fair, and consequently, government has an important role to redistribute wealth. Also, liberals can theoretically argue that the numbering here, the economy comes first and then the government comes along and redistributes, that is not an accurate picture. In fact, government policies influence the very structure of how the economy operates. And if those government policies are influenced by individuals doing well in the economy, it may well be that this distribution is being influenced by those who are best positioned in the economy.